All right, so let's talk about some of these formatting options that we can use. Well, let's talk specifically about this toolbar here and what can be done with it. As mentioned in the previous exercise, this toolbar is very similar to a word processing toolbar. It functions in essentially the same way. For example, maybe what I'll do is I'll select some content here. The Super Beast, the juggernaut of interactivity and motion in web design. I'll grab that whole chunk there, and I can make it bold just by hitting bold. Or I can remove the bold by clicking on bold again. Same with italics there, no big deal. I can use my strike through there if I want. I could throw it into a block quote if I wanted to. I could change the alignment if I wanted to. We will talk about adding in some hyperlinks and editing hyperlinks in just a moment, so sit tight for that. And there's also something here called the More tag, and I definitely want to show you that. You might know what that is, but I'll definitely show you what's up there. So you can do some minimal formatting here, which is kind of cool. So maybe what I'll do here is I'll throw in just some simple formatting, and then we can kind of sort of take it from there. What I'll do is I'll click at the end of this first paragraph, and I'll just hit enter. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a list here that we can format. So here's what I'll do. I'll type in, here's a few things you can do with Flash, : enter, create entire web interfaces, enter, create web page components, and in brackets here I'll put like headers, footers, players, etc. Close bracket. Enter one more time. I'll type in develop Adobe Air applications and enter one more time. ... and so much more. Okay, great. Now, what I want to do here is, as I say, I want to format this content as a list. Now, if you don't know much about web design, if you've never even really messed around with HTML or Dreamweaver or web design, we have bulleted lists and numbered lists, but in web design we call them ordered lists and unordered lists, but they're essentially the same thing. So here's what I'll do. I'm going to select my content here. Except for that first line, here's a few things you can do with Flash. So these 4 items here. And I can use my unordered list icon here on the toolbar to create a bulleted list if I want, or a numbered list. It's really entirely up to you. And this is really, again, more for those that have never really messed around with this stuff. If you're comfortable with this stuff, no worries. It's all easy stuff, right? Another simple thing that you may want to do, you could take this last sentence if you wanted to, and you could change the alignment. Maybe I'll center align this last sentence, something like that, right? Okay, easy stuff, so you can mess around with this. All right, I'm going to save my draft here. Again, underneath the publish header there over on the right-hand side. And now what I want to do is I want to go and preview my post. Don't forget, we haven't published this yet, so it's not actually live on the blog yet. But I want to see what it would look like inside the theme that you and I have set for our blog. So what I'll do here is I'm going to click on preview right next door to save draft. Go ahead and click on that guy. That pops open a new browser tab and throws us into our theme, and I can see this is exactly what my entry, my new post, would look like inside this theme. So I could go, well, you know, it looks pretty cool. Well, I'm not sure about that center-aligned, you know, last paragraph, or maybe I want to remove an item out of my list here, you know, this sort of thing. So it gives you a sense of what this post looks like in the overall theme. Not only that, scroll down a little bit, there's our comments, right? We said we wanted to allow comments and allow trackbacks and pingbacks on this post, so someone could come in here, type in a comment, and then click on submit comment, and it would get added to our post. So anyway, there you go. There's previewing your post. Definitely cool stuff. All right. I want to show you one more thing here. I'm going to close out of this extra preview browser tab, head all the way back into the WordPress admin, and I thought I would show you just a couple of quick things related to this formatting toolbar. You have a spell checker here down towards the right-hand side. So if you click on the drop down, you can actually set the language for the spell checker. And then if you actually click on the icon itself, that will toggle the spell checker on and off. Notice that heck of a, for example, or lotta is underlined there with the red squiggly underline. I click on it and it's suggesting or trying to make spelling suggestions there. So, and there's the word G's, for example, as well. So anyway, hopefully all good. You can toggle that on and off if you want. I would highly recommend that you leave it on, but anyway, that's just me. And then the final thing that I wanted to show you is this guy right here. If you want, you can work with your editor in a full screen view or a full screen mode if you want. Go ahead and click on that guy. And you wind up in a screen like this. So now it's more like you're inside, say, Microsoft Word or, you know, Open Office or something like this. More of a traditional word processor, but you're still inside your browser, of course. And then if you want to get back to regular old WordPress, just click on the same icon there up at the top. Brings you back into this regular edit post interface.